Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning English Practical. I'm Nora, and sitting right beside me is my co-host Ethan.
Hey friends, it feels awesome to be here again. Every episode of this podcast feels like catching up with our listeners, like a small chat over coffee.
Exactly, and that's the spirit of Learning English Practical. We want English to feel natural, friendly, and part of your everyday life, not something stressful.
Right. Today's episode is called The Daily Flow, and it's all about how to describe your day in English.
It sounds simple, but it's actually one of the best ways to build fluency. When you can talk about your daily activities, you can start real conversations, answer common questions, and even write better messages or emails.
Yes. Think of it like collecting small English blocks. Each simple sentence you learn, like I wake up, I eat breakfast, or I go to work, builds the foundation of fluent communication.
So stick around till the end because we'll also have a quick vocabulary recap and a short shadowing practice session. You'll get to repeat sentences with us and practice pronunciation naturally.
Grab your cup of tea, sit back, and get ready to learn English through the rhythm of your daily life.
All right, let's begin. Your daily life is the most natural place to practice. You already know what happens. You just need to put it into English words.
That makes sense. When you describe what you do every day, you're not just memorizing words, you're creating a habit of thinking in English. That's like training your brain to run in a new language.
And when someone asks you, "How's your day?" or "What do you usually do in the morning?" you won't freeze or panic. You'll already have the words ready.
I love that idea. It's like preparing your conversation toolkit. You collect useful expressions that you can use anytime.
For instance, I start my day with a cup of coffee, or I take the bus to work. These are everyday sentences, but when you say them confidently, you sound fluent and natural.
And I think it helps people tell stories too. When you can talk about your day, you can start sharing small personal stories, and that's how you really connect with others.
Is more than vocabulary, it's connection. When you describe your morning, your job, or even your evening walk, you're letting people see a part of your world.
That's beautiful, Nora. So what you're saying is, fluency grows from everyday life.
Exactly. Not from textbooks, but from real moments. That's why in this episode, we'll guide our listeners step by step, morning, afternoon, evening, showing them how to describe each part of the day naturally.
And by the end, you'll not only learn new words, but you'll also feel more confident speaking English anytime, anywhere.
That's the goal. Real English, real life, practical learning. All right, let's start with the morning, the most powerful part of the day. Ethan, are you a morning person?
Not really. I usually hit the snooze button at least twice before getting up.
I knew it, but that's relatable, and that's exactly what makes the morning routine such a great English topic. Everyone can describe it because everyone has one.
So let's walk our listeners through a simple way to describe their morning.
You can start with the time you wake up. I wake up at 6:30 a.m., or I usually get up early. The phrase wake up means your eyes open, but get up means you leave the bed.
Many learners mix them up. So you could say, I wake up at 6, but get up at 6:30.
After that, you can describe your next steps. I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I make my bed, or I take a shower.
Here's a small trick for everyone listening. Try to link these sentences together with connectors like then, after that, or next. For example, I wake up at 6:30. Then I brush my teeth. After that, I take a shower.
That rhythm helps your English sound more natural and story-like. You can even add a few feelings. I feel fresh after a shower, or I feel sleepy until I drink my coffee.
Speaking of coffee, I can't start my day without it. My sentence would be, I always make a cup of coffee and check my phone.
Me too. And that's another great point. Add your own habits. It makes your story real and personal.
So, listeners, your morning paragraph might sound like this. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth and washed my face. After that, I make some breakfast and drink coffee. I usually listen to music while I get ready for work.
You can even practice saying it aloud every morning, like a mini warm-up for your speaking.
That's right. Your first conversation of the day can be with yourself, in English.
Every sentence you say is a tiny seed of fluency. So start your morning with words that move you forward.
All right, Nora, let's move to the afternoon. That tricky time when energy drops and focus disappears.
After lunch, I always feel sleepy. It's like my brain goes into sleep mode.
And that's something most people can talk about easily in English, the afternoon slump. It's the time after you eat when you feel a bit tired or lazy.
That's a great phrase, afternoon slump. Learners can say, I often feel sleepy in the afternoon, or it's hard to stay focused after lunch.
Then you can describe what you do to get your energy back. For example, I take a short walk, or I drink a cup of tea.
I usually say, I like to stretch my body or listen to music to refresh my mind.
That's a really natural way to describe a short break. Here's a mini exercise for everyone listening. Repeat after me. In the afternoon, I usually take a short break to relax.
Now, say this. Sometimes I chat with my coworkers to stay awake.
And another version, I drink water and do some deep breathing.
Those little sentences are perfect for shadowing. Short, real, and easy to remember. Try to repeat them while walking or cleaning your desk. That's how you build fluency naturally.
Because English isn't something you only study, it's something you live.
Now, what about describing work in the afternoon? You can say, I continue my projects, or I finish reports, or I have meetings.
Or even, I try to focus, but sometimes my mind wanders. That's a funny but true one.
Totally relatable. At the end of the afternoon, you can add, I feel tired but proud of my work, or I start to plan my evening.
See how a few simple sentences can describe your whole afternoon? It's not about complicated grammar, it's about real rhythm and words you actually use.
The secret to learning is not perfection, but connection. Use English to describe your life one moment at a time. Ethan, we've talked about mornings and afternoons, but my favorite part of the day is the evening. It's when everything slows down and I can finally breathe.
Same here. Evenings feel like a soft landing after a long flight. You can relax, reflect, and recharge.
For learners, it's also the best time to review what they've learned. You can say, in the evening, I like to study English for 20 minutes, or I review new words before bed.
That's a great habit, and it sounds very natural in English. Let's try a few sentences for shadowing practice, shall we?
Sure. Repeat after us. I finish work at 6.
I have dinner with my family.
After dinner, I relax and watch TV.
Sometimes I read a book before bed.
Nice and easy. Try to say them with feeling, not like reading, but like you're really talking about your life. That's the heart of shadowing. It sounds real, not robotic. You can even mix in emotions. I feel peaceful in the evening. I enjoy quiet time with myself.
And here's a useful phrase, wind down. It means to relax slowly after being busy. You can say, I like to wind down with some music.
Another one reflects on the day. You can say, I take a few minutes to reflect on my day and write in my journal.
That's a great way to combine mindfulness and English. Write 1 or 2 sentences every night. It trains both your language and your mind.
And don't forget gratitude. Before sleeping, I always think of 3 things I'm thankful for. It makes the night feel calm and meaningful.
That's beautiful, Nora. Here's how our listeners can say it. Before I go to bed, I think about good things that happened today.
That's the perfect way to end a day, with kind thoughts and clear English.
English isn't just a language. It's a reflection of how you live.
So take your evening slowly, speak with warmth, and let every word remind you how far you've come.
We've talked about daily routines, but there's something even more important. How to keep learning every single day.
Absolutely. Motivation is like the wind, sometimes strong, sometimes soft, and sometimes it just disappears. That's why habits are stronger than motivation.
When you build a habit, you don't need to fight with yourself to study. It just becomes part of who you are.
For example, I don't decide to brush my teeth, I just do it. The same should happen with English. Maybe you shadow for 10 minutes every morning, or listen to an English podcast while walking.
Small, consistent steps always win. You can tell yourself, just 5 minutes today, and that 5 minutes often turns into 15.
You can use phrases like, I make English part of my routine, or I practice English naturally every day. They sound positive and realistic.
Here's a little exercise for our listeners. Repeat this. I create small habits to improve my English.
Beautiful. And here's something deeper. When you connect English to your emotions, it sticks better. For example, if a song makes you feel happy, shadow it. If a video inspires you, repeat the lines that moved you.
That's brilliant. Learning is emotional. We remember what touches us, not what we memorize mechanically.
And the moment you say, I am someone who learns English, not I'm trying to learn English, everything changes. It becomes part of your identity.
That's true power, when practice becomes personality.
So if you're listening now, remember this. Don't chase motivation. Build rhythm. Even 5 minutes of English spoken with focus is more powerful than 1 hour of distraction.
Perfectly said, Nora. Build habits, not excuses. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just learn English, you became someone who speaks it naturally.
So many learners know the words, but freeze when it's time to speak. Their brain says, what if I make a mistake? And their mouth just shuts down.
That fear is powerful. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build.
Think of confidence like a muscle. You can't get it by thinking. You get it by using it. The more you speak, the stronger it grows.
That's why shadowing is magical. It's like going to the gym for your speaking muscles. You imitate, you repeat, and little by little, your tongue and brain start dancing together.
And you stop overthinking. Instead of asking, is my grammar perfect? You start feeling the rhythm of real communication.
You know, when I first started learning Spanish, I was terrified to talk. But then I realized no one cares if you sound perfect. People just care if you connect.
That's a powerful point. Communication isn't about perfection. It's about connection.
Let's help our listeners practice a few short, confidence-boosting phrases. Everyone listening, repeat after us.
I speak English with confidence.
My mistakes help me grow.
I enjoy every chance to speak.
Every conversation makes me stronger.
Excellent. These affirmations aren't just words. They train your brain to relax and enjoy speaking.
And there's another trick. Prepare small talk topics. Things like your hobbies, your weekend, your favorite food. They're your safety net. When you have a few topics ready, you feel less pressure.
Also, practice thinking aloud in English. For example, when you're cooking, say to yourself, now I'm cutting the vegetables, or I'll make tea next. It keeps your brain swimming in English.
That's a great way to stay in the flow. I also recommend recording yourself. At first, it's awkward, but when you listen later, you'll hear your improvement.
Yes, and don't forget, your voice in English might sound different, and that's okay. It's your international voice.
That's such a lovely phrase, international voice. I like that.
Thank you. You know, confidence also comes from community. Join English clubs, comment on English videos, talk to other learners. When you see others struggling too, you stop judging yourself so harshly.
Progress loves company. When you share your journey, you grow faster and enjoy it more.
Here's a simple challenge for everyone listening. For the next 3 days, shadow one short English clip daily, then record a 30-second video of yourself talking about something you love. Don't aim for perfection, aim for real.
That's a fantastic challenge, Nora. And when you finish, celebrate. Say, I spoke English today. Every small victory matters.
Confidence grows from action, not from waiting to feel ready. If you wait until you feel confident, you'll wait forever.
So, listeners, next time you feel nervous, remember, even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is that you keep your voice in motion.
Keep it flowing, keep it joyful. Every word you say brings you closer to fluency.
And here on Learning English Practical, we'll keep guiding you step by step, voice by voice.
Stay brave, keep speaking, and let English become your bridge to the world. Ethan, you know what I've learned after years of teaching English? The students who improve the fastest aren't always the smartest.
I agree. They're the ones who stay consistent. They show up every day, even when it's hard, even when they're not in the mood.
And that's because they have something deeper, a purpose, something that reminds them why they started.
Purpose is like your inner compass. When the journey gets rough, it keeps you moving in the right direction.
For me, learning a language has always been about connection. I wanted to talk to people from different cultures, to understand the world beyond my own. That kept me going when I felt stuck.
For me, it was curiosity. I wanted to understand how people think in another language. The little expressions, the humor, the way culture hides inside words.
Yes, and that's the secret, isn't it? When your why is strong enough, the how becomes easier.
Totally. But so many learners say, I've lost motivation. I don't feel like I've made any progress.
And I always tell them, progress isn't always visible. Sometimes it grows silently. It's like a seed under the soil. You water it daily, but you don't see results until one day it breaks through the ground.
That's such a perfect metaphor. Learning English is a long game. It's not about speed, it's about rhythm.
And rhythm comes from routine. You can't control motivation. It comes and goes. But you can control your routine.
So true. And even 5 minutes a day is enough. Listening to a podcast, reading one short paragraph, or shadowing a short dialogue. Small steps add up.
Let's do a mini reflection with our listeners. Everyone think, why are you learning English? Is it for travel, for your career, to connect with new people, or maybe simply to feel confident in your own voice?
Take a deep breath and say it aloud. I'm learning English because, fill in your reason. Feel it. That's your anchor.
That's powerful, Ethan. Once you name your reason, you give meaning to every small effort.
And remember, even on the bad days, when you're tired or busy, just doing one small thing still counts. You're feeding your progress.
Exactly. Consistency is the art of showing up for your future self.
You know, Nora, I sometimes tell my students, motivation is like Wi-Fi. It disappears when you need it most.
That's so true, and that's why we need a stronger signal, discipline, and purpose.
And here's a practical exercise for our listeners. Each morning, write one small English goal for the day. Something realistic like, I'll listen to a 5-minute podcast, or I'll write 3 sentences about my day.
Then, at night, check it off. That little check mark gives your brain a reward. It says, I did it.
And slowly, you build trust with yourself. That's what real fluency feels like. Not just speaking easily, but trusting that you will keep going.
Beautifully said. So listeners, keep your why close to your heart and make your learning part of your daily rhythm.
And remember, at Learning English Practical, we're not just teaching words, we're helping you build habits that last.
Exactly, because fluency isn't a finish line, it's a lifestyle.
Keep showing up, one sentence at a time.
And soon you'll realize you didn't just learn English, you became the kind of person who never gives up.
Nora, do you remember the first time you tried to tell a personal story in English?
Yes, it was awkward and slow. I remember pausing after every sentence, trying to find the right words. I knew what I wanted to say, but I couldn't make it sound natural.
And that's where many learners struggle. They can describe their day, but when it comes to sharing feelings or experiences, they freeze up.
Right, because emotions are tricky. They're personal, deep, and sometimes we don't even know how to explain them well in our own language, let alone English.
But here's the secret. You don't need perfect grammar to express emotion. You just need honesty.
Emotion comes from authenticity. If you speak with your heart, people feel it. Even if you make small mistakes, it doesn't matter.
Let's do a small example. Imagine I say, I was sad yesterday. That's fine, but it's flat. Now listen to this. Yesterday felt heavy. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just needed quiet. See the difference?
It feels real because you painted the feeling instead of just naming it.
When you tell a story, try to show instead of tell. Describe small details. Use your senses. What did you see, hear, or feel?
Let's practice that with something positive too. For example, I could say, I was happy last weekend. That's okay. But if I say, last weekend, I met my best friend at a little cafe. We laughed so hard, our coffee almost spilled. Now the listener can see my happiness.
That's storytelling in action. It's what makes your English alive.
And it also builds connection. People don't remember perfect sentences. They remember stories that make them feel something.
And this is also great shadowing practice for our listeners. Try repeating emotional sentences with real tone. Let's do a few short examples together.
Okay, I'll say the line, and everyone listening can repeat after me. Ready? I was nervous before the interview. Now repeat.
Next one. When I got the job, I couldn't stop smiling.
Beautiful. Here's another. Sometimes I just miss home. The smell, the food, the people.
That one hits deep. And you see, each sentence carries emotion. It's not just vocabulary, it's life.
Exactly. And here's something powerful for learners. When you speak with emotion, your pronunciation naturally improves.
Because emotion changes your rhythm and melody. It forces you to use your voice more expressively.
Yes, English is a musical language. When you smile, your tone lifts. When you feel sad, your voice softens. Practice that. Don't just say words, perform them.
And one small tip. Record yourself telling a short personal story. Then listen again. Do you sound flat or alive? If it feels flat, try adding energy, pauses, or facial expression.
It might feel strange at first, but remember, emotion is the bridge between language and humanity.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, next time you talk in English, tell a small story from your life. It could be your favorite childhood memory, your first trip, or a time you felt proud.
That's how English becomes your language. Not just something you study, but something you live.
Because the moment you speak from the heart, you're not just learning English, you're sharing who you are.
Now, let's practice 10 emotional words you heard in our last talk. Ready? Repeat after me and feel the feeling in each word.
First word is awkward. It means uncomfortable or strange. Example, I felt awkward when everyone stared at me. Repeat after me. I felt awkward when everyone stared at me.
Next is authentic. It means real, true, or honest. Example, your story felt authentic and touching. Now, say it with me. Your story felt authentic and touching.
Third, freeze up. To suddenly stop speaking because you're nervous. Example, I froze up during my presentation. Repeat, I froze up during my presentation.
Fourth, vivid. Clear, colorful, full of life. Example, his memories were so vivid, it felt like yesterday. Say it. His memories were so vivid, it felt like yesterday.
Fifth word, tone. It's the sound or emotion in your voice. Example, her tone changed when she became serious. Repeat, her tone changed when she became serious.
Sixth, authenticity. The noun form of authentic. Example, authenticity makes your English powerful. Now repeat, authenticity makes your English powerful.
Seventh, connection. When two people truly understand each other. Example, stories build connection between people. Repeat, stories build connection between people.
Eighth, melody, the musical rhythm of your voice. Example, English has a natural melody. Listen and copy it. Say it. English has a natural melody. Listen and copy it.
Ninth, bridge. Something that connects two sides. Example, emotion is the bridge between language and humanity. Repeat, emotion is the bridge between language and humanity.
Last one, alive, full of life, energy, and emotion. Example, when you speak with feeling, your words come alive. Repeat, your words come alive.
Beautiful. Keep repeating these lines every day, not just with your mouth, but with your heart. That's how your English truly becomes alive.
And here we are, the final part of today's session. It's been an amazing journey together, hasn't it, Nora?
It truly has, Ethan. We started by exploring how to speak from the heart, then practiced emotional vocabulary. And now our listeners are ready to bring English into their daily lives.
That's right. To everyone listening, take a moment and think about how far you've come. You didn't just learn words, you learned to express yourself, to connect through language.
Yes. And remember, learning English isn't a race, it's a rhythm. Some days you'll speak confidently, other days you'll hesitate. But every word you say moves you forward.
Beautifully said. It's like music. Every pause, every mistake, every laugh adds a note to your personal melody.
And your voice matters. The world needs your stories, your accent, your emotion. Don't try to sound perfect. Try to sound you.
That's the spirit of learning English practical. We're not here to chase grammar ghosts. We're here to help you speak like yourself, just more clearly, more confidently, and with more heart.
Exactly. And if today's episode made you smile, helped you speak a little louder, or even made you think in English for a moment, then take a second to support us.
Yes, click that like button, share this episode with a friend, and of course, hit subscribe to join our growing family of English learners around the world.
Every new subscriber helps us create more free lessons, more stories, and more moments like this one. You're not just learning English, you're becoming part of something bigger.
Keep practicing that. When you repeat these words, you remind your brain that learning is not pressure, it's freedom.
And before we go, remember, shadowing, listening, storytelling, these are not just techniques. They are doors. Every time you open one, you step closer to fluency.
So keep going, keep practicing, keep your English alive.
This is Ethan.
And I'm Nora.
Thank you for joining Learning English Practical.
Until next time, keep smiling, keep speaking, and keep growing. See you in the next episode. And don't forget to subscribe.